Fidel Castro and his brother Raul have been in power for over 50 years now, keeping Cuba's cultural identity pretty much the same for half a century. With so many vestiges of the past still intact, what's in store for the future of this country? Laura Carlson recently returned from the island nation and ponders that thought for us in her view from the Americas.
For nostalgia lovers, Havana, Cuba is paradise. 1950 Chevrolets carry tourists from the Tren de Vedado district to Old Havana, where spectacular colonial buildings reveal signs of wear and lines of drying clothes. The hotels still sport the luxurious features of the island's golden days of wealth and corruption, as a refuge from prohibition and a gambling haven before the 1959 revolution. It all makes for a charming mix that drew some 3 million tourists last year, a record from around the world, except of course the United States, which maintains a travel ban and embargo against the socialist country. This tension between the old and the new in Cuba has been a selling point for the Tourist Bureau, and it works. Tourism is now the main source of income. But the tension isn't entirely healthy. No one wants to be stuck in the 50s, even though they did have cars with fins and wild parties. Efforts to modernize the island politically, culturally, and economically are rubbing up against the ideology of the revolution and causing wide debate within Cuba and beyond. In today's Havana, you can choose a pricey 5-star hotel, or you can get a room in one of hundreds of private homes. You can eat at a state restaurant or a paladar, where a neighborhood family serves up cheap, delicious meals. Self-employment has opened up options for cash-strapped Cubans, and it pleases tourists eager to get to know the local folk. But some worry that the new entrepreneurial spirit clashes with socialist values. Cubans are also wary about avoiding the Russian experience of reform and political collapse. The island has attained one of the highest human development indices in the world, and its health and education advances are global models. Russia also evokes another fear, the influx of organized crime. What romanticizing the 50s ignores is the looting and lawlessness that went on in the bad old days. If organized crime were allowed to find a haven again in Cuba, this time it wouldn't be film stars and colorful mob bosses selling bootleg rum. It would be brutal cartels building a Caribbean beachhead for trafficking deadly drugs. So far, Cuba has kept its island remarkably clean of traffickers, although the area has become an attractive international route. Even the U.S. Coast Guard admits that the Cuban effort has been very effective, and the two nations have begun to share information in counter-drug operations. We've all felt the lure of the past and the pull of the future. Cubans want both, to preserve the high level of security and social gains of the revolution, and to deepen economic and political reforms without rupture. And they just might be able to pull it off. For Americas Now, I'm Laura Carlson.